Hello YouTube, Ronin Kaze takes 3, the first one I caught. This one, my thumb gets the screen. And I paused the video and I didn't notice it for a long time. I'm in Guild Wars 2. I'm level 50 now, not in this video, but I'm level like 52. I'm starved for my main quest till level 60, but I'm leveling really fast. That's one of the things that's great about Guild Wars 2. You can get XP from doing a bunch of different things. I've just kept getting pulled back to the game. It's really easy. You don't hit a plateau. And from my experience in it, once you get to level 80, then there's still things to level about to give you a reason to level. And I promised you I wasn't going to dump more money into it, but I did. I dumped $30 into it. Sorry, YouTube. I bought an expansion pack because I wanted to open up. No excuses, YouTube. You know the game. So, I'm going to probably do a Linux video tomorrow, and I've been interested in Dockers. So I've researched what's the difference between Dockers and virtual machines are. I prefer virtual machines because it's an ISO and it just works. I don't have to do anything else. All that stuff's done for me, I think. What I did read in my limited understanding, there might be a security case where Docker is a little more secure. And you can imagine, at least I can imagine ways where you could probably circumvent a virtual machine. But anyway, so I think Cachy comes with Docker installed, but it's not the updated latest version, I don't think. So, and Docker doesn't have a supported version for CachyOS. It has an experimental version on their page. So I loaded that version. I went to this YouTuber's page, Troubleshooter. I ended up subscribing and I watched the video and I liked it. It's top shelf. It's how I would run a video. The guy's very matter of fact, knows the subject. The windows are big so you can see them. You can easily read them. I zoomed it up a little bit too because I'm old codger. Went great. I installed it all. Finally installed it. Then I wanted to install Docker Desktop, which had to do some more things. Learn more stuff about Linux that I didn't know for sure, but my other computer knowledge helped me. Installing Docker is not your basic. You're going to use virtual machines are easy, right? Virtual machine is like burning an ISO. Download the ISO, start virtual machine and point it to where the ISO is. It's in your download directory. Boom, it's all done. I'm making the no kidding face. Very easy. But, and I told you this, why do I want to use Docker? I want to run a thing called Wagroid, which is only in a Docker. And there's also a Windows thing that's in Docker where it says you can run any app. And for those of you that still have to run a Windows, right, obviously you could install Windows in a virtual machine. That's why you got to remember your key so on older computers, it was on a little Windows sticker on your thing. Write down that key and save it somewhere. Roxy, look, Roxy doesn't want you to go back to Windows YouTube. She's adamant. But I understand you may have to go back there. Dual booting, I told you, don't do it. Rox. I think she's barking at the cat. It's winter, so we're all fighting over territory. Anyways, getting back in the game. I'm going to start the quest now. I love Destiny 2. That's a weird segue. Ronin, why? I used to play Destiny 2 with a couple other YouTubers. We had great fun. I'd always lag them when we'd have to jump because I stink at jumping puzzles. I didn't configure my character the right way, so I wasn't maximizing my jump. So once I maximized my jump, I could jump better. But I would we're talking a month or so, or 2 months of just dying constantly. So whenever I see jumping puzzles, I want to quit YouTube. So you're going to see my hesitation. I'm going to do the narration, what I'm thinking. I'm like, oh, crap. Well, Maybe it's just graphics that are just blowing across there. Because it seems like it's blowing the whole time, so I should just be able to jump, right? I'm either going to die instantly or, oh, what am I worrying about, YouTube? Nothing to worry about. Those were the old days. Those aren't these days, YouTube. These days, for those of you listening, I just fell off. So, getting back to Linux. So I eventually installed the Docker desktop. I can search, I searched for Wagroid, which is running Android in this Docker. You can run Android-86, but they say, oh, you should do, okay, segue of a segue. I don't know, on my computer, maybe it's fast enough that it'll just run it and I won't see any performance. I would just like to, I guess I gotta do KDE Connect, which connects your phone, and I gotta do a review of that and see how that works. Anyways, I'd like to run Android because sometimes Android apps are, sometimes running apps are better than whatever. Who cares what I want to do? I just want to do it, YouTube. So I can't do it. I download it, nothing happens. I click the button, run, nothing happens. Frustrating, YouTube. And then, like I've told you, when you want to do something, you'll learn what it is you have to do. So I know the commands to do that. Or at least I have a resource where I can go to install a container. Now I got to figure out the last part of it. And what about the title today, The Road Less Traveled? I always thought The Road Less Traveled was like a Robert Frost book, but it's not. But I saw it in my mom's library. My mom went to college when I was like between 8 and 12. And she was a triple major, super, got, either was the valedictorian or the next one, maybe. Really, right, went back to college and she made the most of it. So we always had books. So I saw that book, and so that title's always kind of been in my head. And when I read about it, what it was, it's a self-help book. And basically, in the last version of this, I said I got out of the picture and then read it off the screen, but I'm not going to do that this time. But in general, the cliff notes of it, it's kind of the things I always talk about. And so, like, I never read the book, but some of those things are self-evident if you want to. If you're honest with yourself, dang it. If you're honest with yourself, you know when you're doing wrong. And you're forgiven if you've never known that killing people is not okay. As a member of an armed forces, sometimes you have to kill people. And you don't do that lightly. So it's not something that we're just, you know, our society conditions us, especially in modern industrial society. When you were on farms, it was a little bit, you understand the circle of life a little bit better, YouTube, because you were there with the pigs, the cows, and chickens, and you ate the chickens. You understood exactly when your father said, go in and bring a chicken for mom to pluck. Or when your favorite cow went missing, where's Bessie? Right? So you understood life a little bit more. You were not separated from the real deal. Some philosophers said that that's when a lot of the things went bad for humanity, when we became abstracted from our actual, you know, what we did. You know, when we just made our food, we understood the value of that. But like when I became a cobbler and fixed shoes, and then I fixed shoes for some exchange, maybe it was barter for loaves of corn, and then eventually it was for coins, and then I could, you know, do whatever. Some philosophers said that's when we became alienated from that.
know these symbols from my prior retraining. This is the tomb of Dagnar Stonepate of the
So what's really kind of funny is the road less travel is kind of exactly what I'm doing. I was going to make channels. I told you about making channels. I'm going to try to keep on a more of a schedule, because there's a lot of things going on. I was going to look up the patch notes for Guild Wars. I did look them up YouTube, and there's a lot of just the main things you care about are changes to the world v world. I told you it was a very good world versus world game, and what's good about that, they're making changes this late, and the game's been around forever. So like that's still a thing that's always going on. But I just, in those channels, when a person reads the whole notes, if you're going to do a video on patch notes, you would load up, okay, if you were going to be a gamer and going to do that type of channel, you would have a character, highest level character in each class, or highest level character in one class that you knew about, and you would talk about that. And then when you go to the patch notes, you would talk about that applicable stuff, and you would show a demonstration of that. The change they had, they were like, so we changed it from 0.45 to 0.50 damage multiplier. It's like, okay, making 5% changes, incremental changes to balancing changes in the game. But really at this point, a game like Guild Wars, unless a patch comes out, this is the original content I'm doing to try to level up to, you know, the max level or whatever level I got to get up to go to the new stories. So I'm not going to run into a lot of bugs here at all, comparatively speaking. Not for you Guild War elite soldiers, you know where all the bugs are. So that's the deal with Linux, right? There's a lot of times I'm trying to do something fresh. What might you want to do? I installed Linux on different PCs I have, but really all those versions are trash compared to what I'm using. I'm just using the best one. I got very lucky when I decided on that. I kind of tried all three at first, but really Cachy just worked. It just loaded on all my machines. I have one finicky machine, a Dell Alienware 13R3 that just, some ISOs just don't install. Same media, just some of them don't install. Probably has something to do with what their loader is. Probably would install on my new machine, it'd be fine, just for whatever reason. It's one of the reasons I don't like Dell computers, is because they have the BIOS tied down. Like any of those computers that they sell also to like corporations, I'd avoid those like the plague, because they try to make them bulletproof to keep them away from people like me. Users like me. This part's not as bad. I guess I'm stepping on pressure plates. I finally figured that out. Ouch. I have a self-heal. I get up here and I'm like, okay. So tomorrow's probably going to be Linux. I don't know if every Tuesday will be Guild Wars, but it might be. I would burn you out on Star Wars. I think Star Wars, the story's so good. I'm going to play that one character, but there's 7 other professions you can do, and you're played on your own to see that. I don't want to burn you out on that. Guild Wars has such high level, it's okay. Ashes of Creation, someone wanted me to move to their server. I moved to their server. I had a level 15 on the server I was. To move to their server, I'm only level 12. And it's starting to get slow going. Net Persian, I think, is at the cap on his main character, so it's tough. I think you're going to get to see this boss fight. So YouTube, Guild Wars, we talked a lot today. Docker, containers, Guild Wars. Still think you should try it out, at least for free. Go as much as you can in free. Talked about the road less traveled. It's kind of what I'm doing. Forging my own path. Doesn't feel right when you do something for the wrong reasons. I'm just going to tell you that. As a 60-year-old, I'm going to tell you that. As an old man, I'm going to tell you that. That's kind of your barometer. But this is Ronin Kaze
That was interesting.
saluting you, YouTube. Ronin Kaze out.
Stieg